Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're really looking forward to hopefully giving you some great ideas, and we're going to talk fashion and capes and just all kinds of fun stuff. I enjoy these. I enjoy sewing because I have lots of great things new to wear, and I enjoy sharing with you all, and I really appreciate that you care about what I've done. So thank you on many different levels. We are excited. I want to say again for the store, the Silhouette store of fabrics that we have here in Dallas, we are going to have a party. It's an open house. It's a grand opening and / holiday party, not Christmas, sorry, holiday. And it's December 4th. It's a Saturday, and it'll go 12 to 5. So I've had emails of people flying in. We want everyone to know and everyone to feel welcome to come through Dallas during that time frame. You just got to dress up. Got to dress up. We want you to be dressy, and women, they've said it over and over, I don't know what to wear. We will get it posted, and we'll start announcing it probably next week. We just didn't want to get too far in advance, but we also want you to make plans. So tonight we're going to talk about 320, which is Bailey's Cowl tank and wrap, and we're going to give a pattern away. Probably about halfway through we'll give a pattern away. So if you're not logged in, I think you have to be logged into YouTube, and if you're not, then you have a little bit of time to do that so that you can participate. Only those live viewers can participate, and only those who are logged in. That's their rules, not ours. All right, so we're going to talk about different things, and I want to start with some photos, because what I wanted you to see is, I think I kind of watch fashion fairly closely, and capes have really come onto the scene. I know you'll say, no, capes have been around forever, and they have, you're right. But capes have definitely evolved. And so I did a little picture show, and I kind of want to show you how they've evolved over just the last few years, really just since 2018. I found a lot of capes on Queen Elizabeth. So yes, capes have been worn for many, many years, but they're very traditional, her type, and it's almost... What I want to kind of show you is that capes are being worn, not the cape wearing us. And I think there's a fine line of distinction between those two. So we're sewers, we can make them the length, we can do the things to them that we want to. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to start with this first photo. And again, we're just going to take a walk down memory lane. This was a pattern, it was 2016, 2017 that Fendi released. Fendi is one of the largest, maybe not largest, but really good old names, Italian houses, family, 100 years, just a real staunch brand. And Fendi came out with this cape, and I came this close to doing this pattern. I really thought, oh, this will be a great pattern. It's kind of like a 1900 or 1950 with cape sleeves on it. And then I decided that I really could just show you all, and you could do your own, and I kind of went through that period. But anyway, this was really the beginning. Fendi, this coat, and I put prices on so you could kind of see, I want you to see this story and the kind of trickle down as to how fashion houses copy other fashion houses. So let's go to the next one. And we'll see this is Kate Middleton. Now this is around 2018, and she is wearing, this is a coat that is by non-Fendi, and for a lower price point. No, not cheap, don't get me wrong, but $2,000-ish as opposed to almost $3,000. But this was not the original. I really tried hard to trace back the original Fendi, and I really believe Fendi was the first one to come out with this kind of cape look, and it really started this transformation of capes and coats and kind of blending the two together. So let's look at this. Next picture is just this close-up of this one. But if you'll notice with this, those sleeves, how they're open, and because the things that capes were bad about is they were like a blanket around us, and there was no mobility, there was no freedom of movement. And so this whole idea of adding on these little sections allowed mobility because they were only adhered at the top. So it's a great concept, great look, obviously beautiful. But in this case, it was a flared bottom, almost like a trench with cape kind of covers on it, where the original Fendi was a straight line. So just again, little tidbits of information. Let's look at the next one. And here we see we're morphing now into a waisted type cape. If you notice, it's a tone on tone. So what's being worn underneath is the same color, contrast, whatever, as this little capelet, and we went to short little capelets. Now this is around 2019, 2020. All right, then we're going to go to the next one, and I want to show you, this is 2021 now. This is Fashion Week Fall 2021. And we see the capes are all over the place. There's all kinds, there's all lengths. I wanted you to see that. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how they're worn and what they're worn with. Because I think for many of us, we like them, and we're just not sure that they are us. I'm telling you, capes are for everyone. They just look fabulous on. And the reason I picked this particular pattern, this 320, is because it could be literally any fabric. There wasn't a fabric that it was barred. And so tonight what you're going to see is I'm going from silk, which is what I have on, to, you know, the heaviest of wools. It goes every gamut in between. And we're going to talk about what we wear with them and what we wear underneath them, so that you get a full understanding. Everyone can wear capes. The lengths are amazing. Get the color you like. And I don't know that I'd stop at one. I've got obviously all these new ones, and I'm just really excited. They feel good on. They're just lovely. All right, so I want you to also think about shoes and what shoes we're going to wear with them, because shoes can really be the starting point of how you choose the bottoms to the capes. If you're wearing a full cape, something like what I have on tonight, this is the pattern as is. The only thing I did was kind of lengthen the tunic portion. But you want to wear a straight leg with it. The cape itself has fullness to it, and you don't want to add fullness at the waist or the hip area with fullness at the bottom. So if you're wearing fullness at the top, you want to wear a straight leg. The other look that's gotten real popular, to wear the dress underneath, and I'm going to show you this here in a little bit. I've lengthened this to be a dress, but again, it's straight, and you can wear a little dress underneath. And I just love this. I love it on. I love everything about it. Don't think that when you wear a dress, you have to like expose your legs, because tights are our next best friend, and then knee-high boots are our next best friend. And those do not transition, or they transition all ages. They go across the board. A flat little tennis shoe. There's just so many great, easy ways to look fashion forward in capes. They're just terrific. Okay, so then I want to touch base on, let's look at this next photo, where we're going to start. And what I really want to start with is fitting, and fitting of this concept. The cape, it doesn't really have a fit issue to it. You're not going to worry about fit at all. But this next photo that we're going to look at has to do, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. That's me. I forgot that I had that in there. I apologize. What does that say? Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I wanted to go over this because this was for 2021, and this was 6 ways to wear a cape. I had forgotten I had put this in here. So I just want to go over them, even though I can't see them. So if you'll read number 1. Benjamin, do you mind reading?
Style with thigh-high boots under thick fabric cape.
Okay, so I kind of said that. Go with thigh-high boots. If you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable in a thigh-high, or you don't want to invest the money into them, remember I bought a pair 3 years ago. They're still stylish, and they're going to be for a while. So even if you didn't buy them 3 years ago, watch for them on sale. You can get a great pair on sale. They're flats, they're very comfortable, and they're extremely stylish. And even if you wear things over the thigh and you don't see the whole top of them, they're just cute. And again, there's no age to them. They're just adorable. All right, and then, okay, number 2 is, yeah, so this is the greatest thing about a cape. A little while ago, I don't remember where I was, but I saw a cape, and they could have had nothing on underneath, because you couldn't tell what they had on underneath, because the cape was really doing all the work. So the nice thing about a cape is you can just layer it right over your everyday wear. You know, you can be in your pajamas and throw on a great cape and head out the door, and you'll look amazing with a nice pair of shoes or tennis shoes or whatever. So they really are easy. They're very low maintenance, and they're very easy, and they're very comfortable. So that's kind of what I want to get across to you. All right. You want to define the waistline. You can see I'm standing here in a belt, because what you don't want to do is get too much volume. And the belt a lot of times will just bring it in, even if it's just for a short span, and then you can see the rest of the volume can go out. So be careful not to be, if you're going to do full at the top, like I said, do slim at the bottom. And so we've talked about leggings, 50-19 or 30-20. Those are both great leggings patterns. that you could have leggings made up in no time. Monochromatic is a great way to wear them, top to bottom, same color. It's just beautiful. It's just absolutely stunning, especially get a great color that you love on you and go top to bottom. We had some blues that I put up by Veronica Beard. Those blues would work well top to bottom. Solid blue, either one of those would work beautifully. Great drape, great hand, everything. You could make the pants, the top, and the cape out of the same color. Pair it with a maxi skirt. Again, see, this is easy fashion that we can all do. So I really wanted you to see these so that you could really grasp on to what you could relate to make it easy for you. I talked about leather and mixing up with the leather. I did a little leather strip on this one, and I'll talk to you about that a little bit later on. But you recognize that leather is a great texture change up from the wools and the textures, even the silks. So it's nice to change up that texture. Capes can do that for us. Okay, the next picture then. Montclair is a fashion house that is very, very pricey, and I wanted you to see this. Very basic, obviously, kind of a camel, cashmere, a black accent. It does have literally their name across it, so, you know, I don't know unless you have an embroidery machine that you want to do that, or that you'd even want to do that. But I just wanted you to see the accents and how they were being done. Some of them have some shape to them, some of them don't. Again, the reason I liked this one so much, and this pattern really, to me, is two different patterns. It's really, it's a tank, a cowl tank, as well as a cape. I just put them together because I like the way they look together and I wanted to present it to you that way. But they're really two different patterns, and if you think of them as two different patterns, you'll just get much more miles out of them. If you made a maxi skirt, would we make a shorter cape? Absolutely. But again, it's not so much the length as it's the width of the maxi. If your maxi is really, really wide at the bottom, then watch your widths on the cape, because you'll just get to where, again, the clothes are wearing you, not you wearing the clothes. Okay? All right, then let's go to the next one. Thanks, Benjamin. Okay, so let's talk about this little, we're going to start with this right here. And I'm going to start with this is the cowl tank dress underneath. It's just a top. What I did in this case is I want to talk about fitting, because there's some few things that you can do to fit this particular. This cowl will work with any fabric. It's just incredible. I mean, you know, obviously not real stiff, but it's really, really beautiful, and it works really well, and it's self-lined. You could even put a bra inside if you wanted to. But the goal here is to make sure that it fits. So it's got a little elastic through the back right here. The pattern shows you how to do all of this. Okay, very easy sew. Makes the straps, it does all of this. There's no one who says that there's changes here that you could easily do. And so there's 3 changes that I wanted you to look out for, and so I circled them. Number 1, if you look at piece number 5, and piece number 5 folds over at that red line so that you have the actual front of the tunic or the top, and then the facing is included. It folds over and it's included. So that area that I have circled, you can see is the armhole. So there are some capes where we're seeing that they have a knit sleeve protruding out underneath the cape. And so the whole goal, what I wanted you to see in doing this, was that we certainly could make this into an armhole. We could make a portion of the back of like a sweater set if you're doing a knit. You could add the portion onto this back that doesn't have anything here, and I could make a knit sleeve and add a sleeve in there. I just wanted you to think about what and understand what makes up the armhole, how I could change it, how I could adjust it, and how I could make it work for something different. So I could, instead of having, it could still be the cowl, but it could be a narrower neckline. It could have a strap that came up from the back, and then of course have that armhole that I could put a sleeve in there if I wanted to have a sleeve with this little cowl neck. Okay. The other thing I wanted you to see is that sometimes, as I have fit them, the straps need to be lengthened or shortened. So I wanted you to see, I kind of circled that picture or added to where you can just add length to the strap itself. You could put elastic in there so that if you wanted to, I mean, I have it on and I feel no shifting or anything with that strap area, but just be aware I certainly could put elastic in there and give that a little bit of elastic, almost to mimic like a bra strap, so that it might feel a little more comfortable on you. For me, it works, but for some, that little elastic has felt better. And then I want you to see that this portion right here, the side seam, should come at the side of you. It doesn't exactly matter where, but if it's not at the side, then the armhole will feel like it's not giving you enough mobility. It's sleeveless, so it's not like a big deal or anything. And so some people, I've suggested that they just add to the center back, and that way it gives them a little bit broader back and brings it around to the front. You could move into a different size, but just be aware those 3 changes are all we've seen. Very easy to do. There's no gapping at the armholes. It fits beautifully in here. The cup sizing is built into the neckline. Again, it's faced. So it's just easy and fun, and I think you'll just love it. And again, you can pair it all by itself. In summertime, it makes a great little shift. Beachwear, there's just all kinds of versatility to it. How would you bring the front up a bit? My knit cowl was too low. Boy, that's really surprising to me because it's just not low at all. But okay, we'll say it is. Take the top portion and just literally pull it into center front. So that top of that pattern, you can see where the 5 is. You're going to want to take that top portion and kind of push it off the paper a little bit. You're going to narrow the distance where I've drawn that horizontal red line. That is what's making the cowl. As it comes together, that part dips down. So bring that portion in, narrow it, and that will give you less cowl. The cowl that's draping is what's causing that issue, but I'm just really, really surprised on that. Maybe it was the knit was so, and do be careful as you change different fabrics, because it could be that the knit was so stretchy that it was the knit that was changing the fit of the pattern. I have fit this on so many women and we've not come across that, so it just concerns me is all. Okay. All right, so that's really the fit issues that we see on that. If there's any other fit issues, let me know by all means. I just love this simple little look. So this styling was the first one I did. And so I would say to you, just make the first one. Don't do any changes, just get the right circumference and then make the first one. Keep in mind that you don't really have any ease in something like this. The only reason we need ease is for mobility. We don't need mobility because this doesn't have sleeves. So you don't need to worry about mobility. So just measure your bust, make that size. Okay? So this next photo, what I did is I wanted you to see the styling that I did on this black one. This black one is fabric 4842. I'm sorry, 4841. I call this a little mini dress, but it's really a tunic to me. I would wear it with leggings and a belt, and then you could throw 1,000 things over it. Everything would look amazing. So notice all I did was I added length to the front and I added length to the back, and that's it. It's just that easy. But again, make it once first, then play around with lengths that you might want it to be longer than. I'm going to refer us back to that Brett chart we've referred to over the years, where Brett felt like you guys would really benefit to have this chart, and I said, no, don't put it up. He's the computer guy. He put it up, told me during the webcast, oh, by the way, let the ladies know there's a chart up. He did. Y'all have thanked him many, many times over and over and over. So if you go back into features, and in the center column, it's finding your measurements. We didn't really name it the Brett chart. We just refer to it as the Brett chart. Finding your measurements, and right in there, fill out those papers, because what you'll see is a lot of those measurements on that chart will really, really help you about, when we go to lengths and how long you like your tunics and how long you like your shirts. Otherwise, you'll find you're doing the same thing over and over again. Whereas if you have a chart and you take note and write that down, and basically what it is a blank Excel spreadsheet with your different garments there, and then the columns to write in what you like, so you can do more than one. And hopefully that will really facilitate you to get started and to really make note of all these items that you like. Okay? Okay, thank you, Brett. Okay. Then the next photo, let's look at that. Okay, so let's not do that yet. Sorry. Let's just talk about the one I have on. The one I have on is fabric 4842. Nilly Lotan. It's Nilly Lotan. Designer, beautiful designer. When I found this fabric and I knew it was from her, I found the fabric online. So if you go to this fabric, which is 4842, there's a link at the bottom of the description that shows what they did with this fabric. 100% silk. And you can see the shirt she made, which is gorgeous. Like, it's just really, really beautiful. I like the shirt. I like the fabric. I like what I did with it. I mean, so I really do think that when you have beautiful fabric, there's so many things you can do with it, and everything's going to win. So I just made it as is. I made no changes to it. The only change I did was I did lengthen the base. So I've got the cowl little top there. I've got the cape that goes over it. You can see I made no changes to any of it. It's just like it is. And I absolutely love it. It's fun on. It's pretty. I love it. Okay, so the first thing I would suggest before you start your styling is to just make it. Get familiar with the pattern, get familiar with how it fits, and just have fun with it and make it in a fabric that you love. And if you love the fabric, you're going to love the end result, because it's like the fabric doesn't change. No, there's no gathers, there's no any of that. So it'll be really fun and easy. Did you lengthen straight down or follow the angle of the side seam on the black tunic? Whenever I lengthen, once I know where my waist is, I always use my French curve. So I would follow your French curve. That's just an opinion. Okay? If you lengthen it straight, it's not that big of a deal, especially if it's fuller and not fitted, because you're going to belt it anyway, so you'll just have the extra. So it's not that big a deal. If it were straight and literally, just curving your hips, it would be a different issue, but this is a little fuller than what you are. All right, let's go ahead and do a giveaway. And then are you okay with that? Okay, so we're going to put in a code. And again, this is only for you watching live. It seems inevitably after the fact, people start typing in under the comments, they start typing in the code. That it's already too late at that point. But we are going to give this away. We have mailed these out to all of our PoM Club members. So everyone, probably many of you have it at this point. But we felt like there was someone who wanted to give it away, and we wanted to honor that. We appreciate that. So the code is 320. 320. Don't put number, just 320. And just type it in, and then you know how this little smart computer of ours, it'll just kind of select a winner, and we'll just wait for a few minutes, and then we'll see who won that pattern. And we'll get that mailed off to you. Okay, so we'll wait for a minute while the computer's doing that. We'll answer any questions you guys have. Are you getting ready for the holidays? Can you believe the holidays are really, really close? Like, this is October, the end of October. This is my brother's birthday. I forgot. Whoops, October 26th. Fortunately, he's in a place where I can still contact him after. It's not too late. And my sister's birthday, we had 2 of our 5 children on the same day, 9 years apart. And then I had 2 children on the same day, 2 years apart. And they're still mad at me for having to share their birthday parties and having to share everything all those years. So my advice, if you can help it, don't have 2 children on the same day. Not like you can help it, but you know what I mean. Okay. Let's go ahead. We can look at the next picture, and I can talk about that while it's going on. I think people are still entering numbers, aren't they? Yeah, that's okay.
Not picking up the code word. We might have to change it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do after I made it just like it is, and I was aware of how it hung in the front. I liked everything about it. I just wanted to change it. Which absolutely makes no sense, you know. It's like I love you, but I love it, but I wanted to do something different. So I decided to do this. I think it was really all about the fabric to me. The fabric to me, I wanted, again, going back to this original pattern when I saw it, and I saw it in the store, you didn't have to have a two-sided fabric. You could have a woven or a knit. Like, all the ingredients were there. So now that I have a two-sided fabric, I really wanted to take advantage of that two-sidedness, if that makes sense. So this is this rust cape, and this rust cape is these changes that you're seeing on the monitor right now. So what I did, and I only changed the front, and I would suggest that you change one thing at a time. I've said that for a long time. And so in this case, what I did, as you can see, I'm going to close this up, and I extended that out, and you can see it's fairly high, so you can see where I drew. I didn't measure exactly what it was. You don't need to, but that's 16 inches. So from this point over here is 16 inches. And then I just connected it to the bottom. So it's just really fun, very easy to do. But what you're getting is this fold back, and when you have it on, it's really fun how it has this like lapel look now. And it has a few waterfalls in the front, as opposed to this kind of hangs open and doesn't really do much in the front. It's more about the sleeve. Now we've got a lot of action going in the front as well. Oh, I did put the lace here on the sleeves. This is a stretch lace we've got. I love this stretch lace, you guys. It's dual-sided. And so when I was looking at that Montclair, that cape, and it had those two black stripes on it with the name, I thought about, I'm sure that's what kind of inspired me to do this. I did only put one. I thought about putting two, and I didn't. Somehow that looked a little bit too heavy to me. But remember, it's your cape. You get to choose. The lace is $31.97. It's a stretch lace. And so the beauty of it is that stretch, it'll curve a little bit and give you, because when you're putting it on, you need a little bit of curve there to get it to be straight on both edges. But I love it. I just love it. And you can see, and of course, remember the blouse I made earlier. This was $575 and $600. I did it on YouTube last week. It just looks really nice with that. Blends really well. So I went ahead and used that as a base to go underneath. But you can see the back, how beautiful the cape lays. I only did the lace on the two sleeves, and I only did one layer, so you only need like a couple yards of lace. It's pretty, just cute. Fun to wear. I mean, great to throw on. Again, every cape I made, I kept visualizing it just thrown on with jeans. Maybe it's because I wear jeans a lot, but especially in the wintertime, jeans are so nice and warm that I thought this really worked well. Okay, how many yards for what Peggy is wearing? Just go by the back. I didn't make any changes to it. So whatever your size is on the back, and then go by the width of the fabric. This particular fabric is narrow. It's 45, this silk. And so, you don't want to chintz. The only thing I did is I added a little bit of length. So maybe add a half yard. I don't know what it says on the back. But, maybe round it up to do that if you need to. Okay? Okay.
Is not working.
Yeah. Just do that. Yeah. All right. So our computer is magically picking. Now we can assume that if you put in 320, you actually don't have the pattern. Can we assume that? All right. No greedy people here if you have the pattern. If you have the pattern. Now the rules are always, if you win, you have to email me, and you have to email me your name and your address so we know where to mail the pattern to. Okay. All right, we have a winner. Cynthia Turpin. Cynthia? Are you out there, Cynthia? Just say, it's me, it's me. And then we'll know. And then again, if you'll email me, Peggy@silhouettepatterns.com. And you guys, something funny that always happens. I think it's kind of funny because I know y'all don't know our systems, but we can't mail anything without an invoice. And so a lot of times we'll mail something and we'll use an old invoice. We'll use just something that's in our system because we have to have an invoice to mail something off of. And you all get all crazy nervous that we've charged you again and you're going to have it on your card. We don't have any of that. We don't have credit cards. We do not get credit cards. So take a deep breath. Now, we don't have credit cards. We will never charge you anything that you don't know we're charging you for. You put your credit card in. We don't get the credit card. The only way we can charge it is if we have some digit, and then we don't see the credit card number, but we can see enough that there's a card in there, and then we have to match the digits, and then that's how it works. So please, that when we send you something or use an invoice, know that we're not charging your card. Okay. If we charged your card, we wouldn't answer our emails. We'd be long gone. We'd charge all of you at one time. My dad always says, go big or go home, so no worries. Okay, so everybody okay on this rest one? How to get that? It's cute as can be. Got a little lace on there. I love that kind of, and I did no finish on the edges, if you notice. This is really beautiful. I don't think I gave you this fabric number, 4747. It's a beautiful, I don't know the fabric content. I mean, I didn't write the fabric content down, but it's got a little bit of stretch to it, and it's like a boiled wool. I don't know if it's a wool, but it is just lovely. There's no finishes to it at all. So you know that real expensive fabric that's at Neiman's, and you look at it and you say, okay, that's the perfect fabric? This is it. This is just perfect fabric. It's really, really nice. So I really wanted to make something out of it where I could just throw it on with just, you know, like black leggings, a pair of jeans, a black shirt. It's just a great travel anything. Okay? Okay. I will show you how to add length to, did I add length to this sleeve? No, I did not. I did not add. Would you show the underarm band from the inside of the wool cape? Sure. Can we sneak a peek at this, Mr. Cameraman? Okay. What is the pattern number for the cape? 320. 320 is the cowl neck and the cape. It's both. They're both in here. And you know, this cover, I think this particular top that we made is adorable. But I gotta tell you, it's just so many options for it that it doesn't even begin to cover the gamut of all the differences that you can make. Are we okay with that? Okay. All right, Cynthia, did she acknowledge that she won? She's happy? Yay! Okay. So let's go on to another picture. I've got another couple styles that I want to show you. All right, so this one now is over here. It's this houndstooth. And I love this. This was really fun to do. I can't say that I did it in this order that I'm showing you, because what I really wanted to do was change up a little bit every time. I mean, I did. I changed this up a little bit every time. But, you know, this one's a little weird. So let me just hush up and show you. Okay, so I'm going to kind of pull up that sleeve so you can see where all the focus is going to be is right here with these pleats. And this is so cute on because you get this like little, like this gathered, this faux gathered look, and that's what I wanted. You know how they have shirring on the side? I've seen capes like that. So I wanted to do a little shirring on the side. So let me show you how we did that. This is fabric 4844. Now I paired this in each one of these cases. I'm going to show you what I put underneath. I paired this with 550, the cowl neck. You guys have a lot of these patterns and you can see what they look like. Just a really lightweight woven or knit. It doesn't make a difference. And you can see how nice that lays underneath the cape. So that's 550, the cowl. All right, so in this case, we're going to look at the picture. And so what you're doing is you're lengthening the side, but not the front. So if you look at piece number 1 and piece number, the front and the back, in both cases you can see where I'm lengthening the side and then just leveling it off to the front. So I'm only adding length right here and not here. And then also to the side panel. And once you do that, you're going to take little tucks, 2 little tucks. You could take 3, you could take 4, it doesn't matter. But just take those little tucks up. And then I just stitched them down. And I stitched them down just between the side panel. Can we come in on that? Can you show that in? So that you can see, it just gives a little bit of fullness here and then a little bit of fullness to the back. It's just cute as can be on. I just really, really liked it. So you're going to make just like a little 1-inch tuck and then just top stitch them down. It doesn't matter where they are. You could do 3. You could do, you know, you could make them smaller and more of them. You could make little pin tucks. Just a really cute way to kind of create a little fullness at the side, and it lends itself to the front. Cute. Very cute. Thanks. Good camera. Good job. Okay, and then I put leather. And I put leather because I just really loved the pattern with the stop of the black. And the leather strips are $17.89. We have those in the site. They're under Notions. So if you go under Notions and you go into Lace by the Yard, and the lace, this lace is there too, same place. Scroll to the bottom and you can see the Lace by the Yard. And then the leather is also there. This is pretty. It doesn't matter what you do with it. It's really nice and it's really pretty. On this particular fabric, again, this is, what was this? 4844. This has a great selvage. So if you notice all the way around, I cut the selvage and used the selvage at the bottom. So there was no hemming knot. You know, this is quick, you guys. These capes are really quick and they're really fun and they're really easy. So you can see that bottom, that whole bottom section is just the selvage all the way around. I hem the sleeve, but that whole bottom part is selvage, and it just, I love the way it looks. Just looks very clean, very professional. Okay, the tucks are ingenious. Would that work on a denim? Sure. You know, anytime you've got a denim, see the beauty of these fabrics right here is they're dense, but they drape beautifully. So I think denim sometimes doesn't drape well. So that's the only negative with denim, is that it's not a dense fabric. It's got a lot of airspace in between those threads, and because they're cotton. Cotton are thick threads. They're not thin little fine threads. They're thick. And so denim doesn't have a drape that some of these finer fabrics have, just FYI. But yes, it could be done. Okay, have you thought of putting pockets on the cape? Nope, but it's a great idea. And you could do it, in fact, you could do it right into that little side panel. You could do it anywhere. You could put a welt just right into it. But I knew if you guys wanted, I didn't think of it, to be honest, but I knew if you wanted to, you could. Is that a deal? Did you add 12 inches to the bottom of piece number 1 and 3 as well as square them? Okay, so let's go back to that picture. Oh, it's still up. I'm sorry. Keep that one up. Sorry. I did exactly what's on this photo. So I'm sure you can answer your question, because exactly what's on that photo I did. So you can see, if you're familiar, you know, I get that you guys many times when you're seeing these for the first time, you're not as familiar with the pattern as what I am, because I've been working with it. And so that's why obviously we put these up, and you can watch them over and over, because you can go back, say, hey, I want to do that one. I've got the fabric now. What did she do? And so I really try hard to draw these, you know, exactly as I did them and not leave anything out. So this is the pattern work, and then the sewing as to how I did it. Okay? And the goal is just, to me, for you to find something in here that you just love, that you just can't wait to do, that you can't wait to make, because let's face it, new is fun. New is just fun. Like, I love new clothes. It's ridiculous. I have so many clothes, it's ridiculous. I just love new. Doesn't matter how many I have. I still love new. And new only lasts a few days, but I get to wear them, and I love them when they're new. All right, pockets inside or outside? I don't think I do them inside. I don't like them inside. You have to be like some kind of detective to find them. That's just me. So I would make them easy and accessible if I were you. Did you put the leather trim on the back neck? I did. I took it all the way around. Remember, leather has a little bit of, you know, real leather now. This is the advantage of using leather as opposed to faux leather, because a lot of times faux leather is more rigid. That's not always true. The faux leathers we've gotten are beautiful, but you want to have, real leather has a little bit of stretch to it, so you can see that it made, even though it's straight, it made that curve without any problem on the back. So all the way around, my particular mannequin doesn't curve, but you can see how beautiful that lays and how nice it did lay and comes around to the front. So it wasn't hard to do, and I just gave it a little bit of steam, and it just, bam, laid down really nicely. Okay. On the outfit you're wearing, did you do a rolled hem? How did you finish? I didn't do a rolled hem, and the reason I didn't is I felt like the silk was so light, it really needed weight. So in every case, on every edge, I did a serge on the serger, and then I turned under. I didn't even turn under 3/8. I turned under like a quarter, and then just top stitched. So all the way around, everywhere, that's how I finished it. But again, I felt like, sometimes a hem gives, like in draperies, it gives it some weight, and I felt like it needed that, and so that's why I decided to do that as opposed to a rolled edge. What about the fur trim around the necks? The fur trim. Do I have fur trim somewhere? What about the fur trim around the neck edge? Around the next edge?
Not yours, just hers.
Oh, fur trim. You can with fur, because it has, I think that's just a generic question. Oh, what about putting fur around it? I see what you're saying. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm a little slow tonight. When you're doing fur and you're curving the fur, use it for the length of the back, the outside edge. Let me turn around here so you know what I'm talking about. This is the edge you want to use, and this is the edge you're going to turn and tuck just slightly. The fur, the hair of the fur will cover it and hide it, so you don't have to worry about it. And so you're just going to, just every little couple inches or so, you're going to take like a little dart and just stitch it down. It will look flat all the way around, and it will sew beautifully. And you know who's a good example of this, who used to do it all the time, is Ellie Tahari. And I loved looking at his clothes because he had straight trims on curved edges. And he did it all the time. And he did it by systematically, very evenly, just doing little darts. And they were even, and they looked like purposefully perfect. They just were amazing how nice they looked. And I remember looking at them thinking, gee, as sewers, it's been drilled into our head that you can't go around a curve with a straight edge, but why can't you? And then he did over and over and over, and it was amazing. Every time. I still have a jacket where he did that on it, and I don't know that I wear it, but I can't throw it away because I love the trim that he put on a curved edge. I like things for crazy reasons. I got that. All right, so let's look at this next jacket that I want to show you. I want to show you how to lengthen the jacket because the cape is meant to be longer. And if you want to lengthen it, I absolutely think you should. There's just a couple things I want you to watch out for, because remember I talked about the cape wearing you and not you wearing the cape. It's definitely the case if you go to lengthen it. Okay, so here I have lengthened this cape, and I just love this cape. This is fabric. What is the fabric? Fabric 4838. Okay, 4838. All right, and what I did is I wanted the cape longer now. I wanted it to cover my bum because with it I wanted to wear a pair of leggings. I'm so predictable, aren't I? However, what I realized is by the time you go to lengthen the cape, it will just, in my head, become way too much volume, just way too voluminous. So I thought, okay, that's just not what I'm interested in doing. So I went through this little process of showing you how to lengthen without adding volume to the bottom. Are we out of pictures? Maybe I had the wrong one. Go to the last picture, please. Nope, go to the one before that. Go to the next one. There's one in there that is for lengthening. Just go through them and let me see them. No, no, no. Yes. I might have had it out of order. I'm sorry. Let's answer this question. That's the picture. That's where we want to be right now. Would a co-weight fabric be too heavy for the cape? I just got the light blue mohair. No, the light blue mohair is not too heavy at all. That light blue mohair is beautiful. What fabric number is the brown cape? Is this brown? This is rust. The rust one is 4747, and this is a black and camel, and this is 4844. And then this is 4838. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. So what I want you to understand is, there's times we've talked about how do you lengthen or shorten a pair of pants? And I've always said, well, it doesn't matter, just chop it off at the bottom. Well, a lot of your styling is not between the knee and the hem. it's above that. So you can take it off the hem as long as you restore it, but you understand that the shorter you make that pant, the circumference changes. So vice versa, the longer you make the pant, the circumference changes. So in this case, I want you to look at this picture and see that if you take this cape and just make it, I think in this case I made it 6 inches longer, it's just too much. It's just too much volume. I don't care how tall you are. I think it's just too much. So what I did is I took the bottom of the original pattern and moved it down and then drew in the red line so you could see where I joined the red line. So you can see in each case where I added to the bottom itself isn't any wider. Now the sleeve, that drawing is not accurate. I actually narrowed the line on that sleeve. So again, you don't want the hems to change circumference. You just want them to be longer. So you leave center back in place. You leave center front in place. I'm actually going to put this on so that you can see that the volume just doesn't get out of control at the bottom. See, the nice thing about these different layers, you can definitely layer these capes. I just love this. Okay, so what I've done here is I only lengthened the sleeves 5 inches. You can see I put 5 inches there. The reason, obviously, is because the sleeves would be too long. So if you're shorter than I am, be careful that you don't get the sleeves too long. You can always cut them off, but just be aware that you probably won't want to lengthen all the pieces the same, simply for that reason. But you can see how the cape doesn't have so much fullness. It really has the same amount of fullness as if it was shorter. It's just longer now. And I love it. I mean, you know what? I can just go anywhere with this. Travel, go anywhere. Will you get any more of the mohair? It was gone in a couple hours. I know, you guys. All the fabric is disappearing so quickly. I feel horrible on the one hand, and yet I don't know what to do about it on the other hand. These are designer ends. There are no more. We're not buying them. You know, I'm sure the designers paid way more than you did for these fabrics. But it's all we can get. So, you know, we'll keep putting up new, and I don't know what to do about it except tell you I'm sorry. But we have beautiful fabrics, and these cashmeres and these fabrics we're getting are just off the charts. You know, Nilly Lowton, Veronica Beard, Calvin Klein. I mean, you know, these are still in the store. Oh, this one is Veronica Beard. In fact, there's a link on this picture also that takes you to the jacket that Veronica Beard did with it. And I love the jacket she made with it, but guess what? I love this cape too. I just love it. All right, so it goes to show you great fabric's great fabric. You can make several different things out of it, and it works on every level. Okay, so again, when you lengthen, be careful that it just doesn't get too big. And I just really like how this was done. Okay, what's the yardage on the blue cape? That's a very good question. I would add 1 yard. So when I did any of the plaids, and we've got beautiful plaids in, and these are herringbones, I mean, either way, in all the cases where I did a plaid, I guess it's this case and this case, I did the front on a straight grain and the back on a straight grain, and then I did a sleeve on the bias. So what's really cool is how they match here. You can see they're kind of going at a diagonal, and it looks incredible. So you don't have to worry about matching plaids. I don't care what. So I put the sleeves on the bias, and I put the front and the back straight grain. And you don't ever see where the front and the back come together because you've got the side panel, but the side panel's underneath the armhole. I mean, underneath the sleeve. So you don't see it at all. Oh, and look, isn't this cute? I put this underneath my cape because I did the black sleeve on this. This is 301. This is our new PBS pattern. And this fabric is 4711. 4711. Because it's perfect underneath this. It's black. It's even stripes and plaids work together, especially when they're the same color. They just really have a nice blend together. So I have to go to New York tomorrow, and guess what I'm wearing? Okay. Will the store be open this Saturday? Yeah, it's open every Saturday. Every Saturday from 12 to 5 through the end of the year. Yep. We are there. We are there, and we're meeting you, and it's so much fun. I'm just absolutely loving this store. It's just fun. It's just fun. Okay, so we are like almost at time. We gave away our pattern. We did everything. Do you have any questions? Anything that we can answer for you? Make a cape and make a fun little cowl neck. You know, this cowl, you can bend over, it can't go anywhere. I love this cowl. So tell me, whoever said it was too low, like, are you sure? Tell me, like, how? Because I haven't seen it. I'd like to know just so I can help others. So if I become more aware of what happened, then I can help somebody else with that issue. Okay? Okay. For the sleeve on the blue cape, you said the drawing wasn't accurate. Did you keep the end of the sleeve the same? Yes, that's exactly what I did. It doesn't matter which angle you change. The one's on the fold. So when you cut it on the fold like this, you can just use this one. Yeah, you only have one angle to change. One's on the fold and the other one you change up. But yeah, again, I just worried that it just was going to get too big. So I worried enough for all of you. All right. We are answering a couple of questions. Would blue plaid be good for making pants? Yes. Oh my gosh, it'd be adorable. But I think this would be too. I think the rust would be too. All of these would be great monochromatic looks. So with the black, this black is 100% cotton. I'm telling you, I know y'all can't feel, but there is something to this black, and I don't know what it's called. It's like a flannel, but it's 100% cotton, but it's like a flannel. Maybe that's what it is. It's a black flannel, but it's gorgeous, and it feels so yummy on. It's incredible. It's really nice. Are you still coming to Portland soon? Gosh, I don't know. I got a phone call today that was yes, but wait till tomorrow to know for sure. Just watch the emails. Watch the website. We'll put, as soon as we know, we'll put it on the website. It will be mid-November. And do I think it's going to happen? Yes, but I don't know for sure. And I can't say anything until I do. Can you please take off your tank and show off the tank? Sure. There you go. That's it. Here's my little tank. Isn't it cute? See, so that's why I say I don't know how this could kind of gap, because by the time the facing goes in, you really can't, it can't come away because it's the way it's made. But, maybe I messed up something. Are you coming to Portland in November? I answered that. Could you please review the fabric numbers one more time? Sure. Let me get my glasses on just so I make sure I'm actually reading you the right numbers. Okay, this is the black tunic mini dress, 4841. The one I have on is 4842. This is the Nilly Lowton. The blue-black cape, this one, is 4838, and this is 4711. Pattern number 301. You can actually still get this, you guys. The rest cape is 4797. The lace is 3197. The black camel cape is 4844. And the leather strips are 1789. How's that for a review? Does that work? Okay. Brushed cotton. Maybe it's a brushed cotton, but it's so fine. It's such a fine black that it's, I don't know, it's so pretty. I mean, it literally is just a really beautiful fabric, but it's fun to feel. Everything on the website, do you have in the store too? Oh, no. No. I think I said no. Is that true? No, the store is just fabrics. No, we don't. No, gosh, we have over, I'm sure y'all don't sit around and count. We have over 500 fabrics. I mean, we have over 500 items on the website. They couldn't fit in our little store. Our little store is only 800 square feet. We only have fabrics in the store. Nothing else. Only fabrics. And they're not the fabrics that are online. They're fabrics that are hoping one day to be online. They're waiting at the store saying, please pick me to go to the, they want to see all the ladies around the world. The fabrics in the store only get to see the Dallas ladies because they're waiting when they grow up to go online and go to the online store. But no, so the online is a totally different experience than what's in the store. Just completely different. I guess you understand now, right? People have said, why don't you have the patterns in the store? We have 150 patterns, you guys. This is not an easy feat, 150 patterns. Besides, you can order them online. Our goal is not to duplicate what we already have. Our goal is to just broaden and get you to feel beautiful fabrics. All right? Okay, so we're at time. We love you. You know that. Have a happy Halloween. Saturday night. I think this Saturday is Halloween, right? Sunday. You guys, this Sunday? Is it Sunday? Yeah, this Sunday. So happy trick-or-treating if you guys have, you know, be nice to the little kids who come to your house. Don't be mean to them. Don't scare them off. Give them a nice butterfinger or something. All right. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Good night. Bye.